Hi, it's KCCK's Culture Crawl. I'm Dennis Green, and Steve Shanley, director of the Cedar Rapids Municipal Band, is back for one more go-around, week 9, the final week of concerts.
At week 9 already. Hard to believe. The summer flew by.
They do. They do. I imagine now it's been, so many highlights this season, but I'm going to guess that you have saved a couple of things for the final concert.
One might even argue I saved too many things for the final concert that we're trying to cram in there. But I think it's going to be great. We're very excited this week. We have a number of guests joining us and familiar music, some different music, some familiar faces, and some new faces as well. So we're kicking off with the Overture to Candide, Leonard Bernstein's tour de force that we're pretty excited about. That's a favorite in the band world and not played very often just because it is so challenging. But of course, this band has no problem with it. So we're going to start the concert with that, and then we'll move into featuring one of our Young Artist runner-up students, Isabella Anderson. She just graduated from Xavier, fine flute player, and she's going to be playing the Fantasy by Foire that Foire wrote for flute. So I think everyone will either recognize that, or if they don't, Foire writes music where even if you've never heard it before, you hear it the first time and say, oh, I like that. That sounds very nice. And Isabella's wonderful. So looking forward to featuring her. This past year, Luman Colton passed away. Luman was on the band commission for a long time, played in the band for a long time, just a titan in the community for music and music education, and a huge supporter of it long after he retired. He would still come to the concerts, and every once in a while after the concert, he'd come up and give me his opinion on a tempo for something that, and I always took it very seriously when Luman talked. So we're going to honor Luman by playing a march that Frank Pearsall, who was the conductor of the band in the 1970s and 80s and prolific composer of marches, that he wrote for Luman's birthday. Well, now I can't remember which birthday it was. I think it was his 75th birthday, but I'll have to figure this out before I introduce it. But we're going to play that piece that Frank wrote for Luman, and Luman's granddaughter, Christie, who's a orchestra teacher over in the Linmar district and plays trumpet in the band, she's going to guest conduct that one. So excited to recognize and celebrate Luman's legacy for the municipal band and just in Cedar Rapids in general with his presence. So some cool stuff there. Evidently, they're still making Jurassic Parks, Dennis.
Yes, yeah, a new one came out just very recently,
and that's one of those where I will admit I have not really seen those movies, but I love the music, and so I don't need a lot of excuse to play the original John Williams Jurassic Park music. So when I saw that preview coming up, I was not really excited to go see the film, but I was very excited to have an excuse to program Jurassic Park this summer. So we'll have that. And then my good friend Myron Petersen, who was a longtime director of bands at Urbandale High School, and then decided to embark on a sort of mid-life journey into grad school to be a conductor. He got very motivated and went to get his master's in conducting at Colorado State and is now finishing up his doctorate at the University of Iowa. And I thought it would be fun to have him come in before he leaves Iowa and goes on to do greater things. And we can say we knew Myron way back when, and that he was a conductor for the group. So he's going to conduct a very cool piece that Ira Hershen wrote. And Hershen did a series of movements on music that uses the themes from John Philip Sousa marches. And so this particular movement that Myron's going to conduct, Hershen wrote based on the themes from Fairest of the Fair. So we'll play the Sousa March, Fairest of the Fair, then I'll turn it over to Myron, and he'll lead the band in the Hershen sort of reimagining of that. So that will be something cool that I'm guessing most of the audience has not heard before. And then our big guest for the week, Luke Sanders, who we just had here in Cedar Rapids a few weeks ago helping at the KCCK camp, and former student of mine at Coe College, just graduated from the University of Northern Iowa with his master's degree. jazz pedagogy. He's going to play a very cool acoustic guitar feature that I had never heard before, hadn't heard of the composer or the arranger or the name of the piece, but I promise you're going to love it. I saw a recording of it, and I was like, this is going to be super cool. So he's using acoustic guitar, and so we'll feature him on that, and then we'll close things down with, close the season down with a very, very fast march, the Whip and Spur Gallop. So lots of stuff, lots of guests, lots of cool things this week. Very excited about it.
And Luke and his trio are going to be performing at First Friday Jazz coming
Yes.
up on the 5th of August too. So it's a big Luke week.
Big Luke week here in Cedar Rapids. You can see him Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday.
He's going to be very busy before school starts.
No
again.
excuse to be longing for Luke at the end of this week in Cedar Rapids.
If you are Luke-less, it is not our fault.
Yes. So check that out. We've got Knowledge Park on August 3rd, Wednesday at 7:30, and then we'll finish the season August 7th, Sunday at Beaver Park, also at 7:30.
Well, what a great season of special guests and special features and stuff. It's been great having you come in and preview the concerts with us every week. And I would say now take some time off, but of course you're going to be hip deep in the new school year days after the Muni Band season ends.
And that's fine because I love it. If I have too many days in a row where I don't have something to do, something feels off. So I got no complaints about all the opportunities I have and all the cool things I get to do.
Well, I'm sure you'll be keeping busy through the academic year as well. So you said Knoll Ridge on Wednesday and Beaver?
And Beaver on Sunday the 7th. Yeah.
Right.
And you can find us at sierramuniband.org. We also got everything on Facebook, too, where you'll be able to find us. And if you can't make it in person, you can check out the live streams.
Oh, that's right. Live stream's still going on. Yeah, those have been very good. Thanks, Steve.
Thanks, Dennis.
You can hear the Culture Crawl live on the radio many weekdays at 10:20, or download the podcast, watch or listen on your own schedule at kcck.org/culture, or however you get your podcasts. I'm Dennis Green, and I'll talk to you later.